Safe, fair, and efficient. That's the assessment of the voting process thus far by Terry O'Rourke, the chairman of the Harris County Election Security Task Force. A first-of-its-kind collaborative effort between the district attorney, county attorney, Harris County clerk, and Precinct 1 constable.
It's been incredible, and I have all the faith in the world that this election was done fairly. I believe in my heart that anything that we're investigating has been minor.
Panel, you heard it. Those riding herd on this election believe it's honest. Carmen, your thoughts?
You know, as honest as an election can be, right? But I do think that they're taking measures to look into that. But at the end of the day, I don't see any issues at all. And so I think that if there are, they're going to charge them. But, you know, I think it's a lot of hype right now.
Okay, Bob, you keep your eye on issues like this. Are you hearing anything about Harris County?
Well, I was talking to Senator Betancourt yesterday, and he and the Secretary of State are trying to get the Harris County clerk to get real on the numbers they're reporting. They're reporting egregiously wrong errors in their voting returns, so that doesn't bode well. There were also pretty massive investigations going on about ballot harvesting, illegal ballot harvesting going on before the election as well. That concerns me. Ballot by mail is the weakest link in our voting process from a security standpoint, and you have a large number of people voting by mail this time. Republicans still have about a 2-to-1 majority of people that plan on voting on Election Day in Texas, so I think it looks good, but we need to make sure that everybody gets out and vote and that the votes really do get counted properly.
Okay, Janice Evans, Terry O'Rourke, Constable Rosen, you know those guys. You know, they insist that there has been only minor issues. You buying it?
I buy it, and I buy it because those guys know what they're doing, and they know that if they don't do it right, there's terrible ramifications for all of us and their reputations, which are on the line right now. If there happened to be any sort of widespread fraud going on, we'd know about it. People complain when they get the wrong Diet Coke at McDonald's. If something was happening at the polls, people would be going to the media and talking about it, and they're not. We are hearing, which is of concern, about made-up allegations that are discredited, disproven. That's not helpful because it scares voters.
Okay, Charles Blaine, what's your take on this?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a little bit of both. I think Janice is right. There are some allegations that are unfounded, but I do think that we are seeing voter fraud, maybe not in a massive scale, but it's happening. And I think that's still very important because we have some of the most hotly contested House district races in this state, which the flipping of the Texas House could be dependent on. We have some of the most expensive and hotly contested congressional races in the state and the country. And so we need to be sure that every single vote is counted and no additional votes are counted. I mean, go back to HD 138 last election cycle is decided by less than 50 votes. So if you think about it on that kind of minimal scale, 50 votes can sway an election. So we have to be sure that the system and the process is correct, regardless of the size or the grand scheme that is going on with voter fraud.
Okay, we're going to leave it right there. Coming up, the